With Crown Māori relations at boiling point, the United Nations has stepped in. UN Indigenous rights expert Albert Birume writing to our government over a persistent erosion of the rights of Māori through regressive legislations and policies breaching international obligations.
Pretty much nailed that, hasn't he, Chewie? That's
straight
well
out
done,
the
sir.
gates.
You're pretty much spot on.
I think the whole letter was a total waste of time.
The letter mentioned Act's
do you
regulatory standards bill, so David Seymour wrote back, calling it presumptive, condescending and wholly misplaced. He said, as an Indigenous New Zealander myself, I am deeply aggrieved by your audacity in presuming to speak on my behalf and that of my fellow Māori.
They purport to speak for Indigenous New Zealanders such as myself from Geneva.
No, not such as yourself, David. Indigenous New Zealanders who give a shit about Indigenous issues, So not Indigenous New Zealanders such as yourself, Indigenous New Zealanders who aren't receiving paychecks from Atlas to take apart all things Indigenous. They're the ones that they're speaking on behalf of, and I think that's okay.
I think there was an opportunity there, if he's going to name drop the fact that he is of Indigenous descent in the letter, to put brackets, my own iwi have disowned me. Like, all right. Like this is, you can't run and hide under the cloak of Māori when it's convenient and then fucking say, no, there's nothing special about you at any way and we shouldn't consider anything to do with Māori at any other time. It's just convenient in this particular time for you to mention that you're Indigenous.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes my blood boil.
There we go.
We're on the other side of the world when they wouldn't have a clue.
David Seymour only ever raises his Māori ancestry when it's to deflect from criticism for him for his clearly anti-Māori racist policy, behaviour, actions and speech.
The problem for Seymour, he isn't the Māori or the minister who should have responded.
Winston Peters is our Minister of Foreign Affairs. He engages and handles our relationship with the United Nations.
It's over 80 years of our engagement with the United Nations. That's not how we act.
People think that I'm too quick off the mark, getting stuck into the UN on their crazy criticisms of our government, then that's fine.
The slip-up was discussed last night. Who initiated the meeting between you and Winston Peters? How did that come about?
Oh, look, he asked to chat about it and I said, sure, come over. I mean, we're literally 20 paces apart in the beehive.
Well, I went to find out and I had to talk with David about who is responsible, how it works. I mean, this is a matter of experience.
I would have loved to be in the room diplomacy. For that.
Seymour said he...
Yeah, you can't imagine. I mean, even Winston's being a little bit diplomatic there. You can't imagine that it was as cordial, perhaps. Like, what the fuck are you doing, stepping on my toes, embarrassing me, doing my job? Excuse me? Excuse me.
I would imagine that part of that conversation went something like this. Listen here, you jumped up little shit. And then more discussion.
All right.
He didn't tell Luxon or Peters he was sending the letter.
Look, I didn't, because I'd been sent the letter and so that I could give a response.
Now, Mr. Seymour's letter
You'd been sent
to...
Yeah. Can we expand on that? I wonder where the
was it addressed to David Seymour?
Who sends it to you? Like, because if you were sent it by someone in ACT, then that doesn't mean you necessarily respond to the UN. You were sent it? Was it addressed to D. Seymour, Mr. White Lane Avenue?
Communication being to him. No, it wasn't. It was to me.
Labor says it's not the first time the coalition confusion's gone international.
So you've got Christopher Luxon saying that there's a trade war going on. You've got Winston Peters saying that there isn't. On a daily basis, you see those senior ministers in government contradicting each other.
And right on cue. Do you find it rude that Minister Seymour jumped the gun and wrote directly to the UN?
The minister jumped the gun.
Who else did?
I'm not adding to that.
You started
You mentioned
Why
it.
don't you tell us more?
I'm not telling you anymore.
Jump the gun.
Look, experience is important in this business.
Coalition confusion laid bare. Mikey Sherman, One News.
So there you go. He's not the Messiah. He's been a very naughty boy, old David Seymour. It's just a bit bizarre. I mean, for a member, I mean, this is a bit of a silly analogy or comparison, but when I did last election, all those conversations with the New Zealand, the Dunedin mayors, Aaron Hawkins, who was the incumbent mayor, had to watch what he said because he was the mayor. He was the person in the seat. So if he said something about the street development, it could actually have some weight to it. It doesn't seem that David Seymour realises he's the Deputy Prime Minister. Maybe he's still acting like an opposition MP, because when you put your name to something that goes to an international body, you have a duty, because of the position you hold, to maybe stay within the realms of what is politically acceptable. And this is not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's embarrassing. Like, I'm glad that it's embarrassing to this government, but when Luxon was discussing how he had disciplined, for lack of a better word, David Seymour, I heard that in Winston's voice. Like, it's very clear that the captain is not in charge of this ship.
Yeah.
And look, let's talk about the letter from the UN, shall we? The UN has picked up the fact that this government has gone hell for leather at attacking specifically Māori rights and the protections of the treaty. Like, this has not gone unnoticed internationally. And it hasn't gone unnoticed that it is a systemic thing from this government. The whole government has been dedicated to removing the protections of the treaty, or considerations to the treaty. The UN's noticed, and it sent a letter, and that has only been dealt with. It fell on David Seymour's desk, and rather than go and ask someone, he's just decided to take it in hand and sort it himself, completely bypassing what most organisations would call the chain of command.